Welcome back to Warrior Football. This is the Senior Spotlight this week, joined by Joe Ziedas. Joe, I know you've been battling a few injuries. First off, just how are you feeling?
Feeling pretty good right now. We're working our way back up to getting back on the field. Taking the steps in rehab, making sure I can, actually get back on the field safely and effectively protect the quarterback and the running back. Doing everything I can and looking forward to getting back out there with my friends and winning some football games.
Well, hopefully by the time this airs at halftime of the Davenport game, we're talking about you on that offensive line. Let's talk about the journey of Joe Ziedas, because it's not your prototypical college football journey. Now, like when we talk to Landon or Ken Cephas, they were already playing football at a different college. You were just up at Michigan Tech, being a student, trying to get a degree, and you transferred to Wayne State and decided to play football, and here you are, been a starter for a while now. It's been a heck of a journey. I'll let you tell your story.
Yeah, I started at Michigan Tech in college. I thought it might be the right fit for me. As if anybody doesn't know, I'm a mechanical engineering major, and Michigan Tech is a phenomenal school for it, and it just wasn't the right fit for me. I wasn't exactly being the best student I could be up there, and so I figured I could possibly come back here and play football. Now that was kind of that was an odd transition, going from simply just a student to a student athlete. And even the gray area where I was a student at Wayne State but not yet on the football team, that was an interesting time. But getting on the football team also, like walking on to any level of college football, it's difficult because the class that I'm in, they already had an entire season with the team. They were acclimated to how things work, and I had to make that quick transition and adapt. But I'm beyond glad I did it. I'm beyond glad I'm here. It was probably the best choice I've made thus far. As a 22-year-old, there's going to be challenges, and I was ready for it, and I'm so glad I'm here because of it.
At least me personally, I think the biggest thing I noticed is the effort you put in and the dedication. You had to get in your body into football shape, because when you first came in here, you were in just being an athlete or being a student body, just not really worrying about it, and you had to, on the fly, because I believe you joined in spring ball, you had to basically learn football, get your body back into football shape, all while still being an engineering major. Could not have been easy for you.
Absolutely not. It was not easy, nor was it fun at first. For those that don't know, I came into college football at probably 215, and the heaviest I got was 270. Right now I'm fluttering around 260. So that was definitely the nutritional part of football was extremely challenging. Putting in the calories, continuing to work out, making sure you're studying, that was a challenging part, and it still is. You have to keep up with it. You have to make sure you're staying healthy, because if you don't, you get injuries. And so for me personally, I had great help. I had Coach Mendoza, and at the time I had Coach O, and those dudes, they care about you and they want to see you do well on the field. And if you put in the work for them, they'll put in the work for you.
Well, I think one of the other things is there's not a lot of seniors on this team, but there's a lot of seniors on that offensive line. You, Reed, Lane, Landon, I think you all kind of have a bond. I think Landon brought up the stat that you guys have over 100 combined starts between all of you. How much fun has it been that you kind of got in here, you slid right in, fit perfectly, and now you have a good senior class with a lot of talented offensive linemen? How much fun has that been, and how much has it helped you on the field?
God, I love those guys, and I love that you brought that up, because on the offensive line, it's a different position when you have that experience. Okay, so some rooms right now they're younger, as you know. We didn't have a season, and some dudes haven't gotten any sort of experience up until now. So going in, it's simple. It's on the fly. We know exactly what we're supposed to do. We know exactly where we're supposed to be, and we're tough dudes. We know that we can go out there and we can compete with anybody, and we'll battle until the end. And it makes it a lot more fun when we go in there, and it's easy. It's tremendously easy for us to be coached. Mm-hmm. We can pick up points. We can pick up tips. We can read defenses on the fly, because Landon's played a lot of football. Lane's played a lot of football. Reed's played a lot of football, and I'm glad that I'm with those guys. And so we're making strides, and obviously the season hasn't turned out the way we want it to thus far. But you can't. that much experience, anything's fun.
Right.
You know, being with dudes that know what's going on, know how to execute and play football, yeah, you can't beat that.
Football season, it's starting to come to the home stretch. What's on the horizon? What's the post-football career looking like for Joe Ziedas?
You know, right now I'm very grateful, but I'm very grateful I picked mechanical engineering because it's extremely broad. So it's also a very daunting point I have, because I can do almost anything in the field. I can apply to any job. I have a credential to apply to any job. It's just a matter of what I actually want to do. Chances are I might be sticking around Detroit for maybe a year or two and grabbing a job here, maybe one of the big auto companies. But as of right now, anything could happen, and I'm excited about it. Am I a little nervous for it? Sure, but I'm going to accept it with, however things turned out.
Joe, thanks for joining. It's always a pleasure when we get to talk.
Appreciate it.
You are listening to Warrior Football on WDTK, The Patriot.